Hei alle sammen. Hjertelig velkommen til ny livesending her på ESC Norge. Morten og jeg, vi drar i gang igjen, og i kveld har vi med oss Mileo, og det vet jeg at veldig mange har gledet seg til. Vi har allerede fått en del kommentarer som vi skal ta på skjermen, og det er ikke nøl med å stille spørsmål eller komme kommentarer mens vi sitter og snakker med Mileo i kveld.
Ja, så Mileo, vær så snill å introdusere det på norsk, and then we can talk English.
Ja. Oi, now, nå.
Yeah, no.
Hei, jeg heter Mileo, jeg sanger, jeg kommer fra Australia, men også Norge. Jeg er 50% australsk og 50% norsk. Så ja, jeg har veldig dårlig norsk, fordi pappaen min er en veldig dårlig lærer. Så here we are.
Here we are, blame it on daddy, yes.
Exactly.
You are finally back in MGP after a few years break.
Yeah.
So what made you want to come back to MGP?
For me, I think I didn't really have any plans to come back. My thought was more or less just to sort of come back to make a little bit of a point, I think, you know, especially when it came to some controversy I had. I was like, it's super important, I think, for me to like stand up for myself a little bit. So I came back to do that basically. And sort of, you know, it's a tricky thing when you do something a bit differently. And I think that people have a hard time understanding it, but it doesn't mean you should change yourself. So I was kind of like, I've got to make people understand that being different is actually okay. And so that's kind of where Frankenstein came from, basically.
Okay.
And that's what brought me back here.
Good, because certainly Frankenstein it's different from most people. And I think a lot of fans in MGP really remembers your last song with a lot of pleasure because you were so different back then. And, you know, being a Eurovision fan, you have to like different.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a big part of the show. And I think, you know, I think that's, it's so important to be yourself. And it's so important to also like be theatrical and do things that are a bit different. You know, musically, I'm always a bit different and a bit controversial. So I'm kind of used to it now, but I think yeah, I don't understand why people wouldn't want to be like that. I think it's super fun. It's a great stage. It's a great production. You can really go as far as you want with things, and they support you. And I think that's super important as well. So it's a great team.
I don't know whether you saw the Danish final last weekend, because the winner there kind of resembles you. He's very different as well. Have you seen it?
Serious? Nej, I haven't, men I have. Søren? Was that him?
Yes.
Yeah, he was good. I liked him. He was super sweet. I think, yeah, his staging was super cool and his vocals were great. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm happy with that.
Cool.
We have a comment here from
Yes.
Seth met Mileo 2 years back, and he's one of the kindest people I've ever met. We hung out for almost 2 hours before a concert with Luke and Jone there too. So glad to see you back.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember that. That was so cute. It was so hyggelig. It was super cute. We got to just like just sort of hang out. I think Luke had a little meet and greet before a concert in Oslo that we were both performing at, and so we sort of came, and he was like, "Please come," and so I was like, "Okay." And then we just hung out with some fans, and it was super fun. It was just, yeah, it was super chilled. They got to hear some little Luke sneak peeks on his new music and stuff like that too. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I totally remember that. That was crazy though. I had no voice that whole time. Like I was fine at the start, and then like etterpå, I went home and then I went to sleep for a bit because I was like, I feel a little bit like weird, like vocally. And then I slept and I woke up and then I had like the most foul ass sounding voice in the entire world. And I was like, oh, I'm cooked. I was like, I can't sing tonight. So I like had to message my management, and I was like, "Can we do playback?" I was like, "Can you just send them like the audio of the original, and I'll just like lip sync it?" So I was like off my face on like flu and like cold medication, and just like lip sync the whole song. And everyone was probably like, "Man, is this guy okay?" And I don't really know if I was, but I had that. It was a throat infection that I'd never had before, and it was horrific, and it lasted months. And I went to the doctor, and she was just like, "It'll go at some point." So I was like, "You can't give me anything?" She's like, "No."
So I hope you're feeling well now, because next Saturday you cannot send the full tape. You have only the backing tape with you on stage.
Ja, men det var 2 år. It was 2 years ago. So
Yes.
if I had that infection now, I would not have applied.
But it's actually very good you tell this story, because you always hear how he didn't sing. So I think they should know that most artists really are desperate to sing. They don't want to do
I know
that,
and it's so
what you did.
well.
So it's very sort of, don't make rumors about an artist when they maybe have to do something like that, because there probably is a very good reason for doing that.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, I've learned that you can't stop what people say online, which is unfortunate. But I think, yeah, I posted on TikTok that I had like no voice, and I sang for them, and they were like, "Ew," they're like, "Make it stop." So they were like, "Okay, sure, buddy, just get on there and pretend." And I did, and I did it. I don't know if it was particularly good. Actually, no, they liked it, and that's what matters.
Yes. You got a comment here on your Norwegian. Someone says your Norwegian is perfect.
Oh, we have a liar in our midst, I see.
So what have you been doing since the last time you participated in MGP? We just wonder.
I put out an EP. So there was a project with about, I want to say, I should know how many tracks there are on that EP. That's really bad. I want to say there's like maybe 7 songs on there. And it's a really cool, cohesive like project which has your mind on it as well. And it was like this great like introduction to the artist and the brand and everything. Because I blew up so much after the show as well. So it was really like important that I could take people into the universe a little bit more, so people could understand where I'm going. And yeah, so I did that, and I've done a bunch of concerts, and then I've just been in the studio a lot. Have been working on a brand collaboration, like a merch thing, which took so long and still isn't out. And just, yeah, miscellaneous music stuff, like, you know, just usual job things. No, that's so cute. Nah, never mind.
Oh yes, because some of us were in this listening session this autumn, and the first song they played was Frankenstein, and so
Was it
you set the
actually?
bar. Yeah, so you set the bar for all the other songs, and according to Tarja, I think you won that listening session because so many people liked it. So you really set a high standard for us.
It was so crazy. He called me, or we had like a meeting, and because we sent it in obviously, and I was like, look, I'm if I go back on the show, it's going to be with like this song or it's nothing. And I told that to David and my management and everybody, and they sent it in, and then yeah, Tarja set up a meeting, and he was just like all the people that it was played to, they were like, they made everyone rate all the songs, and he was like, you were the only song that had like 10s from everyone. And I was like, you're lying. I was like, you're just hyping me up. I was like, don't say that. You're just making things up.
He was lying. I didn't give you 10 points, but he was lying. So you're correct.
I'm gonna find you.
You will see me next Saturdays. Let's say I gave you 9 points for that.
It's okay. Look, you know, taste is hard to find. It's okay.
So we have a message from Sten Sebastian, if you can take it back.
Yeah, good.
I like your music this year, Milo. It's so nice to see you again. I love your voice, and I'm looking forward to see your performance live of your song Frankenstein. Very good song. Good luck. And that brings us over to your performance next Saturday. I know you cannot tell a lot, but how much do you enjoy that performance? How much is your idea, and sort of
Oh, how much did I bring to the table?
Yes,
Oh,
for the
a
show
lot.
next Friday, Saturday.
I feel like, you know, for me as an artist, it's super important to be very like clear on what you want to do with everything. So I think when we sent in the song, I had like mood boards. I had things already sent to everybody so they could understand sort of where I was going with it. So I would say it was obviously a collaborative effort, but I think it's great because it has a lot of like little Easter eggs to your mind as well, and some of the dancers who I thought were so talented and super great people ended up coming back to do it as well for me. So that was super cool too. So it's a mix of everyone's work. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I did all the work, because I didn't. Oma is super talented and did so much, and she took ideas that I had and she made them even better. So, and then plus all the things that they had come up with as well. So it was just a team effort, but I'm very like annoyingly hands-on. So I think it was just a group of us coming up with cool ideas. It just felt very, very collaborative.
Good.
Question from Mandy regarding to your doctor's story.
Was that no, because she did not help me. I mean, I don't want to slander her. She was very nice, but she was not helpful. And she was, yeah, I was just like, help me with like anything. Like, what can I take? What can I da da da? And she was like, nothing. She was like, just eat well and sleep. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I did so with Luke Black. I had like I joined as a special guest on his tour in the UK, and I also had just barely got my voice back at that point, so it was shaky at some points. But I think it was just like, damn, if she could have just given me something. But I don't know what they can give you. I think I'm just looking up things that they can prescribe. They probably don't really have even something qualified for that. But I you know, I was just grumpy about it. Dr. Dada was basically just a reference to, it was taking like the public and people online, and then also like journalists as well, and sort of like putting them in that position of the doctor and the guy that people don't think is the monster, but ends up sort of being the monster, like the ones that, you know, try and paint you in a really bad light or try and make you into something you're not. And I think that was kind of the line of Dr. Dada. I don't think that was a serious question, but I tried to make it a serious answer.
That's good. You have a lot of fans here tonight. People are so looking forward to see you and wishing you best of luck.
Lucky. They're the sweetest people, and I feel very, very lucky to have a great fan base, and I love to yap with them and catch up with them and hang out. And it's so annoying because I've got so many like things to do on my list right now, so it's really hard to make time. But after the show, I'll be able to like do some meet and greets and hang out with everybody. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm still learning how to navigate the whole thing. I'm only recently known, so I'm still like, okay, like what do I do here? There's like the line in the song, like they won't let me in society anymore, which is kind of like a little hint to like when you're in public and it's kind of like, oh, I can never not look like garbage anymore. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I can never look like garbage anymore. I mean, because you just have to be like, once you leave the house and someone's like, oh, can we ta det bilder? And you're like, yeah, of course we can. Yes, I am not in my pajamas. So yeah, now I just don't do that, obviously. Obviously.
Well, jammies are the new hot outfit anyway, so.
Don't tell me that. I'll show up at the Oslo concert in them.
Cool.
Cool.
Don't hype me up like that.
What did Milo put in Frankenstein to make it so good?
Bra spørsmål. Jeg vet ikke. A good hook. A good hook. That's something I'm super picky on. And then also obviously an assortment of drugs. But other than that, yeah.
How do you go on when you write songs? Do you have certain things that inspire you? Do you take it out of air?
For me, I'm really big on like doing things that have like a cool concept or a cool like idea or title. I love to work with titles to start with, and then I also, as a producer, I do then like to go into like some sort of like rough production that I can sort of get a melody on top of. So that's kind of the way I work. But I'm really, really inspired by just, you know, stories, anime concepts, and things like that I can sort of cleverly apply to something and use it a bit as a metaphor too, I think is really cool. So like with Frankenstein, being able to use that as a metaphor was super fun because it does work so well with what I was trying to sing about. So I was kind of like, it also gives a great concept and a great picture. And when I have a song that I can picture how it would like look on stage, or how I would perform it, or you know, what the cover art and the assets would look like, then I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
That's a good vibe. Yeah.
That's when you know. You're like, okay.
2 years ago, you only got to perform in a TV studio because you didn't get to the final. But this time, you're straight to the final. Is the amount of more audience scaring you this time?
No, I don't think so. Because I don't even think I noticed the audience in the show last time. I think you're too distracted. There's too many things to remember, you know. And this time, I've put more in my lap of things that I need to do on stage. So it's kind of like, it's not going to cross my mind. I think I'm probably going to try and you know, it's hard because it's not like a regular show. It's a TV show. So it's not like you're out there interacting with the audience when you're singing. It's kind of like you're actually interacting with the camera, which has the audience on their screens. So it's kind of, it's a different vibe. So I feel like in sort of a show like this, I'm more or less focused on acting, I guess. And then in like concerts, and like the concert that comes afterwards, like a week or two later, that I do in Oslo, that's going to be more like, you know, for the people in the audience and for people there. So yeah, no. And I think more people will mean I don't have to see so many faces where they're looking at you, because then it's kind of like,
Do you ever get nervous before going on the stage?
Yeah, totally. But I try and not think about it. I try and think about it like it's whatever. Like I'm off to do my job now. That's kind of what I try and picture it as, because then when like my label or like management tries to like hype me up, I'm like, don't do that. I don't need to think like that. I need to just be like, okay, see you guys in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Cool.
Maria says, I am so happy you are back in MGP, Milo. I loved your mind, and Frankenstein is my favorite this year. Your lyrics are art. Your melodies are amazing, and your staging, stage presence, and storytelling is so deep, good, and different. Can't wait to see Frankenstein on stage.
Tusen takk. I'm so excited. I think people are going to like it. We worked super hard, and I think that the staging and the concepts and everything that's in it, I think people are going to be pretty happy. I like to think so. Touch wood. Touch wood.
Yeah, cool. It's going to be exciting for sure. You have a lot of fans.
Yeah. You're so cute. They're so cute.
And ESC Seth is back with a question with your clothes. Where do you get them?
Oh, just like my general clothes?
Yeah, what you're wearing right now.
I usually just any specific places. I like Weekday in Karl Johans in Oslo. It's a super cool shop. I love things that are a bit oversized. I wear a lot of black, I wear a lot of white, and I wear a lot of purple as well. So it's very on brand tonight. But I think I really love things that are a bit baggy, and I love things that are like something that's like a nice color, so people don't think like I'm too like scary if I wear too much black or something. But then I love black and white because they match anything, and that's super easy. So if you just have like, I was talking to my manager about it, and he was like, you know, if you have a drawer like full of just black and white stuff, everything's gonna match. And I was like, that's so true. So now I agree with him. I think it's perfect. And so we go to like things together. We go to business meetings and whatnot in like almost the exact same outfits, because he's got all black and I've got all black and then like white shoes. It's cooked. It's cooked.
The Men in Black.
Yeah, really. Almost. I mean, almost.
Yeah.
Nah, they're so cute. I love you guys. That's crazy. You can't be guessing what the staging is before I do it. Then you're gonna be.
But without revealing anything, are you sort of on purpose not letting it be too much obvious Frankenstein?
Yes and no. I mean, I think it's really the reason that I do things like these concepts is because it's a great way to metaphorically lean into like a great visual element as well as telling a really important story as well. So I think it's kind of like no. I think it's super important to play the character and play the role, but then also in the same breath, people can sort of like see that there's a little more to it as well. I do sometimes think, oh, you know, like this is the same with like Your Mind. It's kind of like, oh, I think it's super clever, but I don't think it's like that clever. But then when people don't understand it, I'm like, well, maybe it's actually really clever because it's sort of, you know, sometimes maybe I think it makes more sense to me. But I think at this point, I've said in almost every single interview what Frankenstein is about. So if people still don't know, I can't be taking that on board. I can't be taking that on board.
Exactly.
Do
you have 3 words?
3 words. It's so funny because I've done so many interviews recently and they've said the exact same thing. And I'm just like, every time I forget what words I use. But I would say theatrical, playful, and I don't know what the last one would be.
Fabulous.
Yeah, that 100%. Thank you. Get you on the PR team. Yeah, literally that. It's super cool. I'm so excited, and I think my fans will love it, and ideally, other people that are watching that haven't heard of me or know of me will love it too. So yeah, I think playful, fabulous, and whatever other one I said as well.
We love it. We already love it.
Thanks, guys.
Do you want to tell a little bit about the background of the song?
Yeah. So for the concept of Frankenstein basically was just it's a really like story-driven metaphor for sort of how if you're a bit different, if you do something a little bit different, people tend to find it a bit scary or they kind of judge you for it with like prematurely, if that makes sense. You know, I had with my song last year, which I thought was, I mean, the year before, which was, it's so funny saying that because we've been doing like this thing for Frankenstein. I feel like I've known about it for so long. Like it was the middle of last year, I think, that I was in talks about it. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's weird. Anyway, that was the segue. Yeah, it's about basically, I had some controversy last time. I don't know if I haven't yapped about it enough, but basically people were confused with the meaning of the song. And I was kind of like, like I need people to just like slap off and wait until like to the show so people can understand it. And then so people were already trying to like, you know, call so many different things what they were before the show happened. And then when I got on stage and performed it, everyone was like, oh, he's not, that person isn't even real. They were like, oh, it's all in his head because he's insane and he's in the asylum. I got it. And they're nurses and he's in the asylum. Got it. So that was really important for people to understand, but they didn't get it at the time.
No.
And so I think like that for me was a learning curve, being my first entry into like being known and things like that, and sort of going, okay, I don't love the way that people act in those situations and just try and pull someone down just because they don't understand something. And so that's kind of where Frankenstein came from. It was sort of like sort of pointing, like taking the words that people had said and sort of like throwing them back at them and sort of pointing back at them and being sort of like, I don't think that that's how we should act as people to celebrities or anybody. You know, I don't think we need to be treating them like, you know, like they don't see that stuff or like they don't hear it. So it's just a little poignant message, but it applies to anything. You know, I think
Yeah,
that's a really key thing. Is just we can't be slandering anything that we don't understand or that's different. You know, otherwise the world would
exactly.
be incredibly boring.
Mm,
It would.
true.
Mm.
Well, I think that the sort of the problem with you were that you are sort of, most Norwegian artists are very sort of straight acting. They give what you expect them to give, and then don't tell a story as good as you did, because clearly it was a story. Sort of, you had some, it wasn't meant. You mean, if I say, "Oh, you are dead to me," it doesn't mean I want you to die. It just mean I don't want to have to do anything with you. So I mean, I don't think Norwegians understand that. So that's why people had to see your performance before they really, oh, that's what he meant. It didn't mean actually to kill somebody.
Yeah.
It just mean that I have some issues I have to solve. So I think it's great that you're coming back, and I'm really looking forward to see your performance, because I know that you will add a dimension to your show that most Norwegian artists simply can't do because they're not smart enough.
Damn. I mean, I think like, yeah, I mean, I just think it's really the one thing I bring it being like half Norwegian and half Australian, I guess, is that obviously I come in with growing up in a very typisk norsk household just in Australia. But I also come with, being from Sydney as well. It's so many different cultures, and all my friends were from somewhere else. I didn't have a typical Australian friend until I was, a bit older. So I think it's really cool to see that those influences and those like inspirations from friends that I have from, Asia and whatnot sort of all connect, and sort of I feel a little bit more comfortable being a little bit outside of the line than compared to a lot of artists, and maybe in Norway, because I think maybe in Scandinavia they're a little bit more shy about going a little too far. But I'm like, nah, sure, let's do it. Let's go far.
Great.
Do I have a favorite line or lyric from Frankenstein? I'm trying to think of what I would say now. I think I love the I'm not mine, I'm your Frankenstein. I think that was super cool. I think it was super clever because it's a play on your mind. So I thought it was like, when I'm singing you're mine, it's like, I'm not mine, I'm your Frankenstein. It's kind of like
Exactly.
it's poignant. It's a clever little reference. So I really like that. I think it adds a little bit of oh, I see what you did there.
Exactly.
Being half Australian, how much attention have you gotten in Australia for doing this?
MGP?
Yes.
Jeg vet ikke, fordi we haven't really gone to push too hard in Australia. I think it's a different industry, and I think right now, at least from Australia's standpoint, I did an interview with Australia the other day. Actually, I think it's really hard because pop music in Australia has a hard time right now. It's just not really, that industry's not moving very fast, and there's not a lot of pop songs even coming out of Australia to other countries and being exported. So it's kind of another reason why I sort of directly went to start working here like a long time ago, was because I just think like, I mean, I prefer European pop music anyway, but I think I think I'll wait a little bit for Australia to come around a little more. I'd love to be the one to break pop music back into the charts in Australia, but it's kind of very like alternative right now. It's really weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my thing, obviously.
But Australians, they love Eurovision though.
They do.
That should be a huge thing that you're entering the Norwegian final.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we did speak to the Australian Eurovision sort of department about Frankenstein, but it was kind of like, I sort of told my team if MGP said yes, I was like, we will go with them instead, because it was more relevant, with the backstory and everything, to be back here. And also like I spent a lot of time in Oslo. I'm most of the time here, so I feel like it was pretty natural to do it here. But I love Australia, and it's a great place, and it's super fun to go to. It's very hot though.
Yeah.
That's its biggest flaw. It's veldig varmt, men I think yeah, I can't handle it very well. I'm
No.
better with the cold.
But you obviously love wearing shorts because you've been to both press events in shorts. So obviously you haven't learned the Norwegian weather properly yet.
Ja, men ja, det er sant. That is true. Jeg vet ikke, I don't know what to say. That's a good point. I think I just like wearing shorts. I think it's super chilled, and it's kind of a bit different, you know. Everyone wears just something nice to those sorts of things, and I always want to do something a little bit different.
Well, join the club. I wear shorts from April to September in Norway because I just love wearing shorts.
Yeah, you can have the legs out. They catch air. You get to see the world. Your knees get to see everything that you see. I think that's great.
Yeah, wonderful.
I was gonna make a really weird reference, but then I was like, no, actually, I shouldn't. That's not appropriate.
Is there dancing?
Is it? Yeah, I think you mean is it a dance break in your performance, or?
We don't have that, but there is dancing. That's for sure. It would have been easier if I put it in a dance break. Actually, it saves me having to try and stabilize vocals while I'm like swinging around. But I mean, that would have been probably a smarter idea. Actually, thank you, Angie.
Cool.
Should have told my team that. Oh well.
Do you speak any other languages than Norwegian and English?
I speak pretty poor English and pretty poor Norwegian, so I feel like it's equally disappointing on both ends. I don't. Men, I would love to learn like Japanese or something that's totally different. Pretty norsk har it has a lot of similarities to English. The only thing that's super hard for me, at least, is to forstå nordmenn, fordi they snakker veldig fort, and I'm like, huh? So that's my biggest issue, I think. But I would love to do something with Japanese or a language that's so far from anything I know would be super cool. You know, even like what language is it? Is it Arabic, where they write backward, like it's totally the other way around? It's like that. That's super cool too. Like just something super different would be cool. You know?
So maybe you can release a Japanese version of Frankenstein?
Oh my gosh, no, because my pronunciation would be really bad. I think my pronunciation in Norwegian is okay because my dad spoke like Norwenglish growing up. So so I feel like it's like the Spanglish equivalent. So I throw lots of little words in to like sentences with Norwegian, and everyone's just kind of like, I don't know why you do that. But I had rehearsals today actually, and I was with Mona, the choreographer, and I was like, oh yeah, they're so gøy. Men I said, I think I was like, oh yeah, so yeah, I said that, and then Mona was like, yeah, and it's also super gay because, and I was just like,
Oops.
like super gay. She was like, I'm gay. She was like, that doesn't sound right when you say it like that, and I was like, not really. I was like, no, it sounds like gay. So, but yeah, so it's a very weird mix.
Yeah.
Where's my headband from? I actually have no idea. I remember getting it from somewhere, so that's a good start. But I don't remember where from. I think I got it on that. I think I got it online. Maybe if you type in like a moon headband, it might come up. Kanskje. But I really don't know. I just buy things that I think are cool, and then I forget that I bought them, and then they show up in the mail like 3 weeks later. And I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. I forgot that I got that. So yeah.
The best feeling.
But how is your merch gonna look like when you ever release it?
My merch, do you want to see it? Wait, I have the hoodie.
Oh yes, please.
Liten verdenspremiere her nå på
yes, world premiere on EC Norge. Mileo hoodie. You ready?
Vi er tilbake. Okay, so it's super kult. It's a hoodie, obviously. It's got like on the back, there's like an illustration, where it's like
Cool.
that, and there's like a little reflection in the knife. Super cool. There's
Oh, that's
also me and the
awesome.
brand. So there's Milo and Send Pies, which is the brand. There's at the front, there's like a heart sort of thing with like bones. Super cool. And then it sort of has a zipper, so it cuts the knife like
Oh,
the heart in half, if that makes sense.
okay.
Yes.
And the little zipper is supposed
Oh,
to be like a little dagger, but it's not yet. This is like a manufactured, like the what do they call it? Tester one.
Pre-sample.
ooh.
Yeah. Tack. And
So just order at Milo.com.
there's bones on one, and then there's little pictures of like some cover art stuff and
Oh.
like biology. That's Stalker.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think it comes out, I think, in like a couple months, but they've said that for ages, and it's just super hard because they're like a really big brand, which is cool to be able to collaborate with, but it's also like they've been doing stuff with like some big people. Like they have a collab with, there's a VTuber called Iron Mouse who's like huge, like, you know, in the States, and she's got a collab with them that's just dropped as well. So it's kind of like they have a backlog. And then also Chinese New Year, because, you know, a lot of the manufacturers are around Asia. They've they've stopped everything for like Chinese New Year. So it's just like, man.
Well, if you win MGP, somebody has to get their ass working and start producing some
I
merch.
know. Thank you. I might get you onto them. Maybe you can whip
Okay.
them, Jake.
That was really great. I want one.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think we'll at least do some sort of pre-order drop at least in the next month or two. I'm really pushing for it. So
Good.
leave it with me. Leave it with me.
Yvonne says, I love your style in music. It's so good. I have fallen in love with your music, especially Him or Me and Dessert. When is the next album?
Not the deep cuts jump scaring me. I haven't heard those songs in a long time. When's the next album? I mean, jeg ikke har det første album. I don't have an album yet. I only have an EP. And I think I would love to do an album, but I'm really, it's hard because I don't have the attention span. I feel like to listen to a whole album, just in a listener's perspective. So it's kind of like if I were to do another project, which I plan to do, and we're working on something to do with Frankenstein and sort of building that world a little bit more for the next project. It would probably be kind of like an EP, so like a short album, maybe like Birth of a Villain, maybe like 7 tracks, maybe a bit less as well, depending, because they'll all be cohesive and tell the story from start to finish. That's the only way I like to write a project, is to really do a project story. So
you don't have individual song. You want it to be a story, a connection between the songs.
Yeah. So we were with Birth of a Villain, which has Your Mind on it. It tells a story from the start to the finish. So at the end, the last song is like it's called Thanks for Dying, because in the end, like, the character eats the person. So it's like throughout the whole thing,
you're so not gonna get any press of this. No.
No, controversy, it happens, whatever. I think I've built up a bit of a tolerance before it now. But yeah, and so I would do something like that. I was in a session the other day with Farida as well, and Odin, and also Ben Adams from A1, which is super cool. He's super nice. And we were working on some stuff for it too. So it's in the process.
Good.
And here's someone saying that Japanese would be a good thing for you. And I'm thinking the same. You have that vibe. I think that you could be very big in Japan. Pun intended.
Exactly. I think that is super, super right. I think
that's your vibe.
I need to talk to David. He needs to take a look at that. Because
he needs to start working soon.
No, we love him. He's probably trying to take a little bit of a weight off his what's it called? Like, off his shoulders. Yes. You know, there's a lot of people working in our management now, so I think there's lots of people to delegate with, which is good, because, you know, he's been pushing the the
And
train
during
for a while.
during this interview, you hired both Anita and me as well. So you have even more people to work for you now.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
You're the
great.
best people.
Do you know any Japanese people that are in the music industry? Any labels?
I know somebody who knows somebody.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. Maybe we will recruit you then. Oh, we're getting into business. We're getting into business, buddy. There's a
Cool.
Japanese show I was invited to. I did a collab with them, funnily enough. I
You
did
know,
a collab
I can
with
actually
Mileo.
tell you who it is. You know, the managers to Silke, one of your.
Oh yeah, Audun.
No, the managers to Silke.
Mm.
She has
Amalia.
Amalia had an songwriting camp in Japan. So
Oi.
she's the girl to talk to.
You should definitely join her.
I will, because I would love to go. I haven't even been to Japan yet, but I've been looking for a reason to go. It's just work never takes me there. Like it'll take me to the UK, it'll take me, you know, to other places in Europe, but it never has taken me to Japan. So I really want a reason to go.
Amalie, nå må du følge med.
Yeah, come follow me.
What's your favorite MGP song this year? Except yours, of course.
Det er veldig vanskelig spørsmål, fordi I like my favorite. I don't know. Wait, what's in it again?
To change the question, if they said you cannot sing your song, you have to sing one of the other songs in this final, which song would you have chosen then? If you couldn't sing your own song.
Am I a really bad MGP artist? I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know. What's on the show? Oh, you know what though? Like I really like it's funny because I was really excited that Skrillex was coming onto the show. He had that whole pre cup that he had to do as well, which is crazy. But cool. And I was sort of like, you know, I was like, you've got to come in because he's super fun. But I don't know. Maybe. Actually, I have no idea.
You have heard the songs.
Yeah. I think maybe Silpe or maybe Storm. Yeah, I think it's hard to pick, and I also don't want to offend anybody that I didn't pick. But I don't know. They're all really cool songs too. Like and all the people are really sweet as well. Alexander Rybak was really sweet to me. He sent me a DM the other day. He was like, "Your song's been stuck in my head for weeks."
Cool.
Super crazy. And I was just like, my song. I was like,
that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Oh yeah, my songs will be catchy. Don't worry.
So, but to make the question a little bit easier, what is your favorite Eurovision song ever?
You know, it's funny. I would probably say it would either be like Fairy Tale, or I really loved Euphoria by Loreen. I think 2012 was like the peak year. Like it was so peak. There was like almost every country had like a bop. And I was just sort of like, damn, everything is going on the playlist. Like, what are we doing, guys? So yeah, I probably those two. But then having said that, I'll probably finish this and go, oh, that song. Yeah, I should have said that. So, but for now, I mean, I love Fairy Tale. It was such a great song. And it was super, I used to sing it all the time. So that was cool. That was a cool one.
So maybe a collaboration between you and Alexander Rybak on the album as well?
Vi får se. Fordi David, he's worked with Alexander, I think, on a song before. So, and they know each other at some point, because he said he was on the phone with him. I don't. David knows everybody, though, let's be honest. So,
good.
I mean, maybe, who knows? He could definitely play the violin for me, because I have no idea how to do that.
I think that's for the special gifted people.
Yeah, I can play piano, but man, violin, woof, nope.
Cool. In music, in general, what is your acquired music taste? Is there some sort of specific genre, or is it a little bit all over the place?
Ooh. I listen to some really, like, very different genres, but like a lot, if that makes sense. So I listen to I listen to a lot of K-pop, which is not surprising to anybody. And I listen to also a bit of classical music as well, which is really random. But I sort of grew up. My mom was technically like an opera singer, so I feel like I've sort of grown up in that sort of space a little bit. And yeah, I also grew up. I went to for some of my schooling, I went to a music school, so I had a lot of like that classical sort of stuff in there as well. So yeah, it's K-pop and then it's like classical. But then when you think about like how my music sounds, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's lots of strings in your mind. Also like classically, I guess. Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
Science.
Someone is wondering if you are planning a tour in Europe.
Ooh, I would love to. I think it's really hard because I don't really know how I would do it. And I think, you know, because it would be my first tour at all, and I don't really know how that whole thing works. You know, I've been a special guest on other people's tours, and I've done like just once off shows places, but yeah, it's something I would love to do, and I'd love to do it. I'd love to go to Poland. I'd love to go and do something in the UK as well again, obviously Scandinavia. So yeah, it's another question that I need to be forcing on my team, because it's something I'd love to do, but I also have so many ideas for what I would do, and I think that would make it really difficult for them, because I'd love to just do like a one night sort of thing in like, you know, whatever country, and do it in like not like a typisk like venue. Like I'd love to do it in like a theater, you know, and then put on like a show. I'd love to have like, because like Birth of a Villain, like my EP has like a full-on story. I think it would be super cool to be able to do the full story on stage, almost like
you should do it in an abandoned castle somewhere.
Yes,
I would love to. I mean, I technically have a house that looks like an abandoned castle, but I'm not going to do it there. That's very far for people to travel. But yeah, I would love to do that, and I would love to do something along that line where it's a little bit more of a like a show, you know. So yeah, that's in my mind, but I don't know how that whole thing works logistically, but leave it with me.
Yeah,
I think your fans are searching for the tickets already.
Yes,
I know, and I really want to so badly. So it's just like I need to work it out. I need to do it, but maybe it would be after we drop the next thing to come out, like the next project sort of stuff. Maybe then it's kind of like, okay, now how do we perform this?
And here's an interesting comment. Let's see. Annie, I know someone in the Korean songwriting industry. You see, our fans are the best.
Oh my gosh. Tell me who, tell me where. I just DM me, hit me up. I try and answer as many DMs as I can. I'm awful at it. I used to be really good at it, but then the more people follow you, the less time you have to go through everybody. But yes, please, absolutely. I would love to do something in Korea as well. I think their industry is great. Farida, who was on the MGP 2024, who's a really good friend of mine, she's done a lot of stuff in the K-pop industry. And Odin, the producer who also did some like additional production on Frankenstein as well, he has done some really big K-pop songs too. So I'm making my way. I'm making my way into those industries a little bit. So yeah, but definitely give me the details. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think we have to give you time to answer some DMs. So I think we're going to wrap up now, even though we have a very nice time with you. So any final words before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for having me. Also watch the show on Saturday. It's so soon, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And you know, I love you guys so much, obviously. And ideally you like what we put on, ideally you like the show that we do, and obviously vote for me. Like that would be crazy not to. And and yeah, that's the message, guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. It was a real pleasure.
No problem.
Really nice.
Bye.
Så takk for I aften alle sammen, og stay tuned. ESC Norge kommer med mer. Ha det bra!
Ha det!